Welcome in to Three High Safeties. Austin Gayle here with Mike Renner and Ben Linsey, ready to rip it up after NFL Week 7. And we're talking Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, still suspended, but bound to come back. Join Tampa Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski. Mike, how much does Antonio Brown's presence affect this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost unfair. You're not going to be able to play man coverage against this team. You're going to lose drastically somewhere across the board if you try to. So it's almost just like an added layer of icing on top of an already ridiculously good cake. I don't think it necessarily makes them surefire Super Bowl champions at this point, but I think you have to consider them the favorites in the NFC after his signing.
Yeah, Bruce Arians can say Antonio Brown is an insurance policy all he wants, but a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL is not going to be an insurance policy. He's going to play. He's going to improve that offense, and there's really nowhere for defenses to hide. I said I thought the Bucs were the NFC favorites last week, and this only strengthens that.
Yeah, I thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the NFC favorites before they signed Antonio Brown. Now signing him, he's obviously going to take those Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson snaps you've seen from those two receivers in Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are still going to get their play, but adding Antonio Brown to work in the slot, allow Chris Godwin to even work back into the slot, I think is going to do so much for this offense. And Rob Gronkowski has picked up speed too. Like, they have a ton of weapons on this team. Tristan Wirfs is playing out of this world. I like their interior offensive line. This is looking very, very good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Tom Brady is on his way to another Super Bowl.
Well, Tom Brady's former team looks like they're going the opposite direction at this point after an ugly 6-33 loss against the 49ers on Sunday. They dropped to 2-3. Ben, are the Pats finished?
I think the only conclusion you can make after watching that game against San Francisco is that they are. Early in the season, it looked like Newton might come in and elevate this offense over what it was last year, just based on the unique things he could do as a runner. He looked good as a passer against Seattle on that Sunday night game. But you take that game out, 54 passing grade on the season. There's just not a lot for him to work with beyond Julian Edelman. That was the problem with their offense last year. Nothing has changed. Their defense has taken a step back. I think the Bills are the pretty clear favorites in the AFC East right now.
It's bad. I mean, Cam Newton ranks 25th in PFF passing grade so far through Week 7. He has no one to throw to right now. Julian Edelman is battling an injury, is struggling to get open off of that. And also, New England Patriots defense, this vaunted defense, ranks 18th in EPA per play allowed. You're not going to win football games in the NFL with as bad as that offense is and not a top 15 unit on defense. This is a team that's in rebuild. This is a team that should be tanking for a new quarterback in 2021. I don't see them as legit contenders right now.
Yeah, I think the way this offense is set up with Newton as a heavy rushing threat is built to be a front-running offense. They're built to play with leads. As soon as they have to fall behind, I think you see the ill effects from that shoulder injury that he had in Carolina, and why no one really wanted to touch him is because as a passer, he just doesn't look like the same guy. So, yeah, I'm going to have to be on board with you guys. And I think it can maybe backdoor into the playoffs because I do think they still have the talent defensively. But as a real threat in the AFC, I don't see it at all.
So that's all 3 of us on saying the Patriots are not contenders. But the Cardinals, they come out with a win over the Seattle Seahawks last night on Sunday Night Football. A big win for them in the NFC West. So are they a real contender in that division?
I was definitely fading the Arizona Cardinals entering this game. I bet the Seahawks -3.5 and didn't pan out there going into OT. But the reason I had concerns with Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals is the offense wasn't super efficient. They weren't pushing the ball downfield with a ton of success. They weren't having the success that maybe Cliff Kingsbury and the mirage of this 11-10 personnel was giving. But in this game against Seattle, I thought they looked very good. They pushed the ball downfield, explosive plays for Christian Kirk a handful of times. I thought this Arizona Cardinals team looked great offensively. Kyler Murray, I think, has a top 15 passing grade so far this year. But the more impressive thing, in my opinion, is a very underrated Arizona Cardinals defense. They play a ton of man coverage in Arizona with Byron Murphy, Patrick Peterson, and Drake Kirkpatrick. And those 3 look like a decent unit. They rank 14th in EPA per play allowed through Week 7. It's not talked about a ton. Arizona hasn't had a good defense since, Vietnam? I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been a good defense in a long time, but they're playing man coverage, playing to their players' strengths. I think this is a really good defense, and the offense is now kicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, I agree. The defense looks much improved from a year ago. Byron Murphy's been a lot better in year two, especially playing from the slot. Budda Baker looks like the guy that is deserving of the deal he got. And so I'm with you guys. I do think that the Cardinals are real contenders here, but the real reason why is Kyler Murray. What he can do with his legs. He's 11th in rushing in the NFL out of everyone, on pace for, I believe, over 1,000 yards on the season with his legs. It's just so much to prepare for opposing defenses that I just think you'll see this offense get better and better even as the year goes on.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed with their performance last night, but I don't know if I would say they're real contenders in the NFC West. I still think that's Seattle's division to lose. There were concerns about their offense coming into this stretch of the last couple weeks. They put up 30-plus points against the Jets, against the Cowboys, against the Seahawks. Those are not good defenses. I think there's still a little bit reason to be hesitant about their offense. Since the start of last year, Kyler Murray's last in PFF passing grade on 10 to 19-yard throws. He has not been great in that area, which you typically look at as NFL throws. So I think there's some reason to be hesitant there.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.